My name is Anna. Last month, I moved to a quiet street. The houses were old, but the neighborhood felt safe, or at least that's what I believed when I arrived. Every night, I saw a man standing in front of the house across the street. He always wore a dark coat. He never smiled, and he never waved. He simply stood there, looking directly at me. One afternoon, I asked my neighbors, "Who is the man living in that house?" They looked confused and told me, "Anna, no one lives there. The house is empty." I didn't believe them because I saw him every single night. He was real to me. That night, I watched the house again from my window. The man appeared in the same spot, staring quietly at my home. I walked across the street to get closer, but when I reached the door, he had disappeared without a single sound. The air was completely still. On the door, I found a small paper note with 2 words written in dark ink. "You see me." My hands started to shake as I stepped back. I called the police. 2 officers checked the house and told me the door was locked from the outside and everything inside was covered in dust. They repeated the same thing. No one lives here. But the man continued to appear every night. Sometimes, at exactly 3:12 in the morning, the lights inside the empty house turned on by themselves. When I took photos, he never showed up in any of them. Somehow, I was the only person who could see him. One night, I recorded a video from my window. At 3:12 in the morning, the front door of the house opened slowly on its own. In the video, I saw something impossible. I saw myself walking toward that house, even though I was still inside my room at that very moment. My heart almost stopped. The next morning, I found a new message on my window, written directly on the glass. "You belong here." I called the police again. This time, they searched my house, and they found strange fingerprints on the window. The fingerprints belonged to a man who disappeared 15 years ago. He used to live in that empty house. Before he vanished, he told people he always saw a man standing in front of my house, just like me. That night, at 3:12 in the morning, I woke up suddenly. I heard 3 soft knocks on my bedroom door. I looked outside, but the street was completely empty. Then I turned to the window, and a new message appeared slowly on the glass, written from the inside. "You see me too." At that moment, I realized I was not alone, and maybe I was never meant to see him in the first place. I couldn't sleep anymore. I sat on my bed, staring at the window. The room became colder and colder. My breath turned white in the air. Then I saw it, a single handprint forming on the inside of the glass. Then another, and then a face. It was my face, but the smile on it was not mine. A message formed beneath the reflection. "Welcome back." The next morning, the police came once more. They found my bed empty and my door still locked from the inside. And on the window, they found only one thing: 2 handprints, both of them mine. That night, after the police left, I sat alone in my room and kept my eyes on the empty house across the street. 3 a.m. was getting closer, and the air around me felt colder with every passing minute. My hands were shaking slightly, and my heart was beating faster than it should. At exactly 3 a.m., the lights inside the empty house turned on again. But this time, something was different. It wasn't only the man, it was the house itself. The windows looked clean, the porch light glowed softly, and the cracked wooden walls appeared almost new. For a moment, the whole house looked fresh and alive, as if it had been pulled out of the past maybe 15 years ago. I whispered, "This can't be real." But the strangeness didn't stop there. For one brief second, my own house changed too. The walls looked newly painted, the street outside looked brighter, and the air felt warmer, almost gentle. It felt like I was standing in 2 different years at the same time, caught in a place where time couldn't decide where to put me. I closed my eyes. When I opened them again, everything seemed normal, except for one terrifying detail. The man wasn't standing at his door anymore. He was now much closer, almost in the middle of the road, as if he had stepped toward me while the world around him shifted through years. He raised his hand slowly and pointed at me. The gesture wasn't threatening. It looked almost like a quiet plea for help. My phone vibrated. A new message appeared from an unknown number. No name, no context, just one sentence. He is not in your time, and you are not in yours. My whole body froze. I looked outside again, but the man had disappeared. Only the porch light remained, glowing steadily like a warning. The next evening, I wanted answers. I set up 2 cameras, one pointed at my house, the other at his, and waited. At exactly 3:02 a.m., both screens glitched at the same time. The videos flickered, warped, and suddenly merged into a single image. For 3 seconds, I saw the truth. Both houses overlapped perfectly, as if they were one place split across 2 different years. And in the center of that merged picture, I saw him. But he wasn't looking at me. He was looking at someone standing behind him, someone wearing my clothes, someone who looked like me, older, exhausted, and completely lost, someone who was not supposed to exist. I whispered, "That isn't me." And then the video cut to black. The police investigated again. This time, they examined old city maps, and what they discovered broke every rule of reality. 15 years ago, my house did not exist at all. The land was empty. Only the neighbor's house was there, the house where the man once lived. One of the officers looked at me and said quietly, "It's like your house appeared later, but in the exact same space." He paused, thinking. Same place, different years, a time overlap. Suddenly, everything made sense. The lights, the man, the fingerprints, the strange messages, the feeling that I didn't belong. His house and my house were living in different times, but touching each other every night at 3 a.m. Just long enough for us to see each other. Just long enough for the lines to cross. Just long enough for someone to get lost. That night, I stayed awake again, waiting for the moment the worlds touched. When the clock reached 3:12 a.m., the air in my room shifted instantly. The temperature rose, the walls looked newer, and even the shape of my window began to change right in front of my eyes. I stood up and placed my hand on the glass. It felt warm, like sunlight. Then a voice spoke behind me, a man's voice, soft, sad, close. "I saw you too, 15 years ago." I turned around, but no one was there. Only a shadow stood in the doorway, a shadow shaped exactly like me. The walls flickered between years. My house turned into empty land, then transformed back into a house, then vanished into land again. The floor shifted under my feet, as if time itself was sliding beneath me. The shadow whispered, "We are changing places." And then everything went dark. When the police arrived the next morning, my house looked normal from the outside, but inside, everything was wrong. All my furniture was gone. All my belongings had vanished. Dust covered every corner, thick and untouched, like no one had lived there for 15 years. They found only one thing written on the window. She was here too. And the neighbors whispered, maybe Anna never lived here at all. 1 week later, a new family moved into the street. They had a little boy named Leo. He was quiet, shy, and liked to stand near the window with his toys. On their first night, Leo looked across the street and said, "Mom, there is a girl in that house." His mother looked up. The house was dark and empty. She said, "There's no one there, Leo." But Leo shook his head. "She is there. She is waving at me." The mother walked to the window and looked again. Nothing, only shadows. She said softly, "Maybe it's your imagination." Leo pressed his face closer to the glass. "No, she's calling me." His mother frowned. "What is she saying?" Leo whispered, "She says her name is Anna, and she says she can't go home." His mother felt a cold wind behind her. She quickly pulled Leo away from the window, but Leo kept looking at the empty house and asked, "Mom, why can I see her when no one else can?" His mother didn't answer. She couldn't, because on the window of the empty house, a small handprint slowly appeared, right where Leo said the girl was standing.